Three, two, one. Hello, welcome to the Dol-Fan UK podcast. It's never quiet in the Dolphins sphere, is it? And Friday was no exception, with trades flying absolutely everywhere. Really pleased to be joined by Kadeem Simmonds this week. We've got some expert opinions from a UK national newspaper sports editor for the Morning Star, and also you're kind of the host of the Go Time Dolphins pod as well. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm still getting over Friday's mental trade, and I think it happened so quickly that it has taken a good 3 or 4 days to get my head around it. But no, I'm doing really, really good. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, all good, man. Nice to have you with us, and looking forward to breaking that down a bit more in a sec. Si, Lee, as always, how are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, it's not often that we have plenty to talk about with regards to a pick six, is it? Normally, we're talking about an Xavier Howard pick six, but different angle of a pick six tonight, and something that we're really looking forward to getting into, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Got the nice dad jokes in straight away, Si. So it's good to have that rocking and rolling. Right, we'll kick off then. Kadeem, I'll come to you first as our guest. So the Dolphins sent the third overall to the San Francisco 49ers, got the 12th overall pick, the 2020 first, a 2023, and a 2022 first and third, sorry, and a 2023 first as well. And then immediately we sent the 12th pick, 123rd pick, and our pick next year to the Eagles, and got the 6th and the 156th pick back this year. What was your kind of initial take on Friday, or what was your initial reaction, man?
So I missed the second trade. So I just finished work, and I seen that we made this blockbuster deal with the 49ers, and I got that from my podcast host, Charlie, who lives in Miami. So he's called me saying, "Have you seen the trade?" And I was like, "Hold on, what trade?" And my initial reaction was, "We traded for Watson." I was like, "Oh my days, we've done it!" Like, I'm a two-way guy, so I was like, "We've traded for Deshaun Watson at the worst possible time." And he was like, "No." So he wrote down that trade. Perfect. I've then gone for a walk, and in my fantasy group, I've got a message saying, "Oh, it's great that Miami are picking at 6." And I was like, "No, we're not. We moved back to 12. Like, what are you on about?" And then I was like, "Hold on, stop. What?" So once I'd worked out what had actually happened, I was okay moving back to 12 because we got those 2 first-round picks of the next 2 years. But I was also thinking, I've kind of wedded myself to getting one of these amazing pass catchers, be it Kyle Pitts, Devonta Smith, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, and 12 seemed too far to get any one of those. So I'm pleased that we jumped back up to 6 to potentially get one, but I'm also annoyed that we've lost out on a first next year. But at the same time, I'm also happy that we gave up our first and not the 49ers first, because the 49ers, don't get me wrong, great team, probably going to make the playoffs. But if they get a rookie quarterback, they might miss out on the playoffs. So we could be looking at another, top 10, top 15 pick. So I think overall, I'm just excited at the possibilities that we could get, one of these amazing guys at 6. And it's just, I think so many people were worried about our free agency moves. We didn't go in for Kenny Golladay. We didn't go and get Juju Smith-Schuster. We didn't get Aaron Jones. And it was kind of like, what are Miami doing? They're not building around Tua. And all of a sudden it's, okay, there clearly was a plan. And if you trust the process, good things happen, I guess.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. Si, coming your way then, mate. I mean, I was kind of a little bit surprised, I guess, that we've gone so early, and I can see obviously why. But I mean, what was your kind of initial take there? Because obviously you see a lot of these moves bounce around on draft day. Dolphins have done their business, a month in advance. Any kind of thoughts on that?
Yes. Prior to the trades going down, we were always talking about the strongest spot for a trade down was always going to be potentially Carolina at 8. I think they are 8, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was always going to be the goal, if you like, where we could look to pick up extra picks. And I think by going early with this one, they still have the option of trading down with Carolina to get more picks. So that avenue that we all thought was going to happen potentially on or around draft day is actually still on. It's still there as an option. And that's the kind of conclusion that I was drawing from this actually is that it wasn't necessarily too early. It was setting themselves up for another trade down with Carolina. And I wouldn't expect that one to happen until draft day, to be honest. But in terms of building up picks in future years, I think they're also building up enough picks to potentially have another run at Deshaun Watson in a year's time if his legal troubles go away or they redeem themselves or whatever. If circumstances allow, I can see them loading these picks up to potentially have another go at him next year if it doesn't unfortunately pan out with Tua. And of course, Kadeem, we're all fans of Tua on this show as well, and we all hope he does succeed. So hopefully it doesn't come down to that. But on the other side, if Tua does pan out, then they're going to have a boatload of picks to improve the team even more.
That's it. I'll still be calling for offensive line additions with all of our extra picks for the next next 3 years as well. Lee, I mean, I think it's emerged since that we had the kind of deal in place with the Eagles for like 3-4 weeks now. I'm just waiting for the 49ers deal to kind of shift and come through there. I'll come to you, man. I mean, what's your I mean, you're the one who always talks us through like how you think the front office is working and stuff like that. What's your kind of take there on Chris Greer's moves, and you know, has he done the right thing? Has he done it? Has he done it well enough to set us up for good this year and for good next year?
Yeah, I mean, to start with, I think it's a great trade. I think both of them are great trades. I'm not too worried about giving up the first in 2022 to move back up because. Although it's our pick, I think that's Greer backing himself to do a better job of team building and saying that we're going to be in a better place right then than San Francisco. So he's almost doubling down and saying, I believe in the plan. So much so, I'm willing to give up our pick rather than the one he got in, which is great because I've been banging on about this for a year. If you've got a plan, see it through, and then at the end, if it goes wrong and he gets fired, he can't say, I didn't have the opportunity to do it my way. I didn't get the players I wanted. So I'm all for it. Definitely a fan of building around Tua. But I think this kind of sums up the organization of the past 2 years. They want to be multiple at every position. They don't want to run guys out onto the field and you be able to say, right, the Dolphins are running because player X is out there. Dolphins are passing because player Y is out there. And this just sets them up again where they can do anything. If you think the first 4 picks are going to be, first 3 are certainly going to be quarterbacks, you're still going to get the guy you wanted. So you've lost nothing by trading back in regards to picking up talent at the top of the draft this year. You still got the ammunition to go quarterback hunting if you don't think Tua's the guy at the end of this year once you've surrounded him with talent. Just options. Then I think it's super hard to pin down. Don't get me wrong. I was shocked to start with when the trade came through because I thought this far out from the draft, it seems like an absolute haul because they don't know who's going at one. The Jets may still stick with, this is where it goes really crazy. Imagine the Jets stick with Sam Darnold. And then everything just gets crazy draft day because they're taking, I don't know, could be anyone. It could literally go anywhere but quarterback, and teams are going to start absolutely panicking. So, to get that haul from San Francisco this far out, I thought was genius, really. I say giving it back up to move up didn't bother me. I think I texted you guys at the time. I was already on the draft Najee Harris at 12 train. Don't care. Give him to me. He's my guy. But, yeah. I say I thought it was a great deal. I applaud Greer for getting it done. And also, I've been saying people are going to start switching off when I say this stuff, but nothing gets out of the Dolphins front office. If they had this trade in place for 3 weeks, nobody knew about it. None of the beat writers, none of the national guys, no one. And they had 2 trades in place with 2 separate teams for over 2 weeks.
No, it's impressive, isn't it? Yeah, no, you're completely right, and like we talked about last week, like none of the free agent moves got out at all either, did they really? So just quite impressive.